Good morning, everybody. Today I decided to do a July garden tour as I was on vacation for a week, and this is the first time I am seeing my garden after a week, and I'm a little bit devastated from what I'm seeing. I'm going to start over here in the area where I have my flowers. Some of it's dead. I have a lot of stuff that I'm going to have to clean up. Here's my zucchini and squash area. I do see that I have a little bit of powdery mildew damage on some of my leaves that I'm going to have to get out here and clean up. I have a few male flowers growing there. On this plant here, I see that I do have a squash. It's called the golden griller, which is this little one here. Coming around here, I see I have a straight neck squash growing right there. And over here, I have another golden griller squash right here, but the leaves look pretty bad, so I have a lot of cleaning up I have to do out here. Right here, my strawberry bush took a terrible beating from the Japanese beetle that comes every year around this time. And look at this one, you guys, completely dead. You see the little holes from the Japanese beetle, and it just ate right through the strawberry plant. Alright, so moving right along here is where I have my 3 dwarf-sized tomatoes. And it looks like from the storms that we've had that some of the leaves have broken over here. So I'm going to have to clean that up. See how it's coming all out into the walkway? I'm going to have to clean that up. But down here below, look, you guys, there is a red tomato. Over here, you guys, I planted some string beans right before I left. They've come up, but I see a lot of chewing damage on these plants. So I need to further investigate what's going on with that so that I can treat it appropriately. Here I have my dinosaur kale growing and my Swiss chard. That looks pretty good. Here I have my curled leaf blue kale. Then I have string beans back here that look like they've taken a beating as well. I have yellowing leaves and the same type of holes in the leaves from the Japanese beetle, unfortunately. Moving on over here is my red Russian kale. It seems to be okay, but I'm going to have to take the netting off of it and prune out some of the dead leaves that I do see within that. More blue kale. Swiss chard looks pretty good. There are a few dead leaves down here in the bottom I'm going to have to pull out. Towards the back here are some Space Master cucumbers that I planted before I left. Those have started to come up as well. In this container here, let me pull this back. I planted some radish before I left, and a few of those have come up as well. Moving on down, y'all, look at this doggone eggplant. What is going on with this? Look at the leaves. This is a hot mess. I'm going to have to come out here and trim all of this. Let's see. This thing looks terrible. I don't know if it's from lack of water, too much water, but I'm definitely going to have to come out here and fertilize. This is my other eggplant. Look how huge it is. But look down here at the bottom, how all the flowers have died and shriveled up. Look how huge these leaves are. But back behind the leaves, I do see an eggplant. Look at that. So we do have an eggplant formed here on this plant, but I'm definitely going to have to fertilize because that looks terrible. Over here is where I have my baby butternut squash. Here's a little one here that looks like it may have gotten fertilized. I'm going to look over here. I see a cucumber hanging here, another cucumber here, and 2 other ones down here, as you can see. There's a big one there, and there's another big one down here. So there's 2 I have to harvest there. But this looks pretty dry. I'm going to have to get a good watering and a good fertilizing going on here. Here are my California Wonder Peppers. They're looking pretty bad. Looks like sun scald on some of those. Back here was my beautiful purple plant that has died. These are some pretty flowers that I had planted from seed in this planter here that are coming up. Here is my ancho ranchero portobello pepper. I see that we do have a lot of peppers growing on here since I went on vacation that have gotten to a nice little size here. Okay, moving on over here to my lettuce bed. Down here at the bottom, I planted some lettuce seeds. Some of them are starting to come up. And I also have a giant, two giant cucumbers. You can see that. Two giant cucumbers. Look how huge that is. And one up here. It's huge. And my tomato is starting to grow right over into the cucumbers. So I'm going to have to get some pruning done on that. Here was my pretty purple flower that looks like it has shriveled up and died. Here is my sweet 100 tomato. As you can see, I do have a lot of tomatoes on here that need to be harvested. And I have some yellowing leaves, which is a sign of blight. I'm going to have to take care of that. A lot of brown leaves that I have to take care of as well. This one here is a orange blaze pepper. I don't see any peppers on it right now. This was my beautiful red sales lettuce, which has shriveled up and died. I guess the sun just took it out. Here I have a Rutgers tomato. We have several nice sized tomatoes on here, but they're still green. Back here in the back is my sun gold tomato. Look, you guys, look how many pretty yellow cherry tomatoes we have. So I'm going to have to do a harvest of the tomatoes. Moving on down, here is my jalapeno pepper. As you can see, there are several jalapenos growing on the plant here. A little baby one here. Okay, back here in the back is my okra. Shake it off a little bit. I don't know what happened while I was on vacation. There's a little okra there. But I had my son and my neighbor come over to water, but I think it just didn't get enough water. More lettuce has died here. Looks like this Rutgers tomato has seen better days. This tomato has seen better days, you guys. Look at that. This is so disheartening. Back here is my pretty purple flower and some lettuce. This one seems to have weathered a little better than the other. Okay, here we have a wahoo pepper. Oh wow, look. Now this makes me happy. This makes my heart happy. Look, 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 look. Look at these huge peppers. They're supposed to turn red, but this does make my heart feel glad, you guys, in spite of all the other crap out here. Here is another big Bertha pepper. I do not see any peppers on here, but I do see a lot of chewing damage all over it. Here is a better bell pepper. Looks terrible. It's dried up. Look at that. Oh, okay. And then look at the pepper. It's dried up. All right, you guys. Here is the watermelon plant. Look how tall it has gotten. I do see that I have a watermelon little flower here, but no watermelon fruit yet. Moving over here is the cantaloupe. Look how wild it has gotten. It has grown over into the tomatoes. But I do see a little cute cantaloupe flower here. But look, guys, look right here. This is the devil. This is that Japanese beetle that has torn my garden apart. You see it? So yeah, that is very disheartening. Look at these darn string beans. Remember when I left the last time you saw it? It was nice and lush and green. Well, look at it now. A hot mess. Over here is my tomatoes. They've taken a beating as well. Look how everything looks so raggedy. Look at that. Oh, very upsetting, you guys. Very upsetting to see my garden look like this. Here are some string beans here hanging down. I'm gonna have to clean this up as well. My sweet mint has weathered the storm. The red, my Swiss chard has weathered the storm here. This is a pretty hardy plant. But these string beans have to come out. They look terrible. Moving over here to my herb garden. I guess it's fared pretty well. This is my lemon, thyme. My curled parsley has gotten bigger. The English thyme here. We have strawberries covered up. Strawberries covered up in this crate here. As you can see, there are some strawberries in here that need to be harvested. But everything just looks a hot doggone mess. And see, there is a slug that tears up your garden as well. So I definitely have to come out here and do some pest management. I'll show you guys what I use. Moving right along here. These string beans look terrible, but there are a bunch of string beans on this plant that I can harvest off of here. But all these brown and yellow leaves have got to come off of here. My Swiss chives are starting to spruce back up. This barbecue rosemary is doing pretty good. More curled kale that has gotten much bigger since I left. The sage is going bonkers, which is a good sign. Oh God, look at my celery. Now you know this is a hot mess. Look at this. Oh Lord. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna have to go as well. And look at my pretty flower, you guys. The pretty purple flower that I had here is not so pretty anymore, is it? Okay. My mojito mint has kicked it. The sage seems to be pretty strong. That's doing pretty good as well over here. All of this red Russian kale has got to go. My sweet basil is growing, but it's looking yellow. I don't like how that looks. I'm going to have to get out here and prune that. Here are some more wildflowers that I grew in this pot. Oh boy, look at this. Total devastation. My string beans. Look at this. Hot mess. Look at this. Did not look like this before I left. Oh boy, look at that. But the collard greens have hung in there, looks like. Look at my other pretty purple flower. Hot mess has died. My collard greens have a bunch of holes. And here, you guys look right here. Here's another little devil. Let's see if I can get it. This little green devil here. That little worm. That is what's eating my garden up as well. These little worms are the devil. And what I do with them little bastards, I stomp them. Oh, so you guys, I am so devastated by the way my garden is looking right now. I honestly am. But what can you do? When you go away from vacation for a week and you entrust someone else to look after your garden for you, this is what you get. Alright, here's another sun gold tomato. Looks terrible. Weathered leaves everywhere. There are a few sun gold tomatoes here. Moving right along. My spinach is gone. It's completely dead. It was nice and lush and green before I left. I have a bunch of shriveled up peppers on this plant here. Here's another one. Here's another one. Look at that. Just terrible. Okay, back here's more peppers. I don't see any on the plant yet. Here we have another patio tomato. There are a bunch of them on here that are still green. So the tomatoes seem to have fared pretty good. This is all of my lavender. I'm going to pull that out. It's really not serving a purpose. And I really need to grow some food in that space. Here is another pepper that has gotten a lot of beetle damage as well. That's going to have to be trimmed and taken care of. Back here is more lettuce, which seems to have fared a little better than the other lettuce down on the other end. Looks like it's gotten a little bit more water. Here's another angle of the red tomato that we'll harvest today. But you guys, look again at my poor sad strawberries. Oh, just so disheartening. I could cry. But moving on, we're going to just have to think positive and get things back in order, looking nice and pretty like I had it before. Okay, you guys, I just wanted to share with you guys firsthand my first look at my garden after being away for 7 days. I will be posting a lot more videos coming up within the next few days and weeks that I'm sure you guys are going to like and enjoy. Have a blessed day, you guys. And until the next time, happy gardening.